Welcome to Smarter Packaging, the podcast from Theegarten-Pactec. Join us for news from the packaging industry, innovations made by Theegarten, and insights from one of the leaders in intelligent packaging.
Welcome to a new episode of Smarter Packaging, the podcast from Theegarten-Pactec. This time recorded live here at the interpack 2026 in Düsseldorf, one of the most important trade fairs for packaging and processing technology. My name is Konstantin Kuhl, I am your host, and today we are doing something a little different. Instead of looking at our own technology in isolation, we are zooming out to look at the bigger picture, the complete production line, from manufacturing all the way to the finished wrapped product. To do that, I have two guests today with me. First, of course, as usual, Markus Rustler. We develop and manufacture high-performance packaging machines for confectionery, and our wrapping solutions are used by producers all over the world. My second guest is Nicolas Sollich. For those of you who haven't heard of Sollich yet, let me give you a brief introduction. Sollich is a German machinery manufacturer based in Bad Salzuflen, and they specialize in processing technology for chocolate and confectionery production. That means everything that happens before the product reaches our packaging machines, enroping, tempering, cooling, depositing, shaping and coating. Sollich systems are trusted by leading confectionery brands around the globe, and they've been building this expertise for decades. What makes today's conversation special is that Theegarten-Pactec and Sollich don't just operate in separate areas of the production line, they've built a real partnership around it. And that's exactly what we are going to talk about today. Gentlemen, welcome. It's great to have you both here at the Interpack 2026.
Thank you very much.
As usual, a pleasure to be here. Nico, thanks for joining.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Let's start by taking a look back at the past. How did the collaboration between Theegarten-Pactec and Sollich develop, and what makes it unique in comparison to other manufacturers?
Well, maybe I dive in here at first. I think the collaboration started probably many years ago and developed over time. I met your father, Nicolas, in different events, EDMA, the European Candy Kettle Club, and over this a friendship really developed. And then more and more started that we had joint agents worldwide and more projects where beautiful Sollich or Schokotec equipment is in front of our packaging lines. That is how it really happened. Personal contact, I would say it in one sentence.
Okay, that's lovely. Mr. Sollich, would you like to add on that?
Yeah, I think Theegarten and Sollich, we both have excellent machinery that customers all around the world cherished and valued. And so I think we both of us can name a lot of confectionery clients of ours that have both of our machinery in their houses for decades already. And I wouldn't say that there was a particular partnership or a big collaboration back in these days. But I remember very well how you called my dad, and I guess we will get into the topic, but and presented this idea of Sweet Connect and what you had in mind. And at first I thought, yeah, this guy is crazy. I didn't know Markus very well back then, but I thought that's a crazy idea. Why would we do that? And now I think this is 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and we're here and we're in a strong partnership with Sweet Connect and really changing, I think, the machine building industry.
Wow, I think that's really something special and not very common in our industry, but this collaboration is not only an advantage for us as OEMs, right? So where do the technologies of Sollich and Theegarten-Pactec interact to create added value for the customers?
I think the biggest added value is the quality of the lines, the process stability, and, well, as Nico just mentioned, the digital mirror of the lines which we can support together via Sweet Connect. In our industry, it is all about efficiency and productivity. Every minute you save, every product you don't have to blow out within the process is money. And I think we have very good solutions together to make that extra profitable for our customers.
I think when you look at the two main products that come to my mind, I would say where we strive as Sollich and Schokotec in providing turnkey solutions for bar manufacturing. We deliver very efficient, high output lines, and you guys can deliver very efficient and high output flow wrapping machines, for example. So there's a strong, I think, relation in terms of how efficient and how much throughput these lines can deliver when they are combined. And also when we look at, let's say, more traditional products like pralines or formed marzipan products and these kinds of confectionery that are individually wrapped, which is one of your core strengths. And this has always been, I think, a technological partnership on that level for these products.
Okay, I see efficiency as the key factor right here. Perhaps to make things even clearer for our listeners to understand, is there an example for a specific joint project of Sollich and Theegarten-Pactec?
No, there are probably many examples. The question is, can we name those in the podcast?
Okay.
Yeah, there are, of course, multiple projects all over the world where our 2-3 companies jointly act, giving customers a satisfying and profitable solution.
Okay, so nothing new for our customers. Nicolas, would you like to add on that?
Yeah, maybe just briefly, because I haven't talked too much about it, but Markus mentioned Chocotec, which is one of our daughter companies. So we also have the capability of delivering cooking equipment for let's say jelly products or hard candy products, and I think also in this area there's a strong relation with Theegarten, because again these are lines where you can really shine with your efficiency, and we provide very high throughput cooking equipment for these kinds of customers. I see some on the table, I won't name them, but there's some confectionery here that is kind of an example for that as well.
I think you can see them everywhere, since your companies are such big players in the business. Please, gentlemen, let us now turn our attention from the past into the future. So our industry thrives on progress. Please tell me, how do you drive innovation together even though your core areas differ from each other?
Well, I think maybe to get back into this topic of SweetConnect, as I mentioned, Markus called up my dad. We didn't know each other very well back then. Called up my dad many years ago and had this idea of, we need a digital customer platform for our customers. And he basically suggested, why should Theegarten do it on his own? Why should you guys do it on your own? And why don't we collaborate? There's no competition between us. So I guess you had this idea from a different podcast, as I remember, and you came up with this. We met in Düsseldorf. We had a quick meeting about it. I was very skeptical in the beginning, but the more and more you think about it, the more interesting it becomes.
Yeah, absolutely agree. When we started SweetConnect, it was not only the two companies of us, but there were also other partners involved. The clear message from the very beginning was this only makes sense if we can provide a digital solution for the entire industry. But this, of course, also implements that you allow competition to take part. So a cross-competition platform just to the benefit of the customer. And that is exactly what we did and what we are now very successful with.
Yeah, and I think it's a good example of also how we have to evolve as machine builders to offer new products, in this case digital services, to our customers. I think especially as European machine manufacturers, this has to be one of our core aspects of innovation, because this will always, I guess, differentiate us against foreign competition. And I think SweetConnect is just an interesting example, because I don't know any comparison. It's a platform where now we have 4 shareholders. It's you, it's us, it's also WDS, and it's since last year also Asted, which is one of our fierce competitors. And still we think that doing this together, providing the customer a single source for all of their digital information, for all of their machinery in the factory, is the right way to go. And I think we're doing quite good at the moment with it, and feedback so far has been great. So that's something I really look forward to, and I can say for sure this is something that was driven by Theegarten.
It's really interesting in my eyes as well, since there's a collaboration between so many OEMs coming with their different perspectives and different things that they already know, and everyone can add to the value to one single source of truth, basically. So with all those interesting topics, I almost forgot where we are. Gentlemen, let me bring the focus back to the trade fair. What are your final thoughts on the interpack 2026 so far?
So if I may start, today is Sunday, so we're recording this on a Sunday afternoon, and today has been the first day where it's a bit slower for us, which is nice. I've been busy for the last 3.5 days, which is a good sign. We have a nice booth, so if you listen to this and still have the chance, come visit us in Hall 3. It has been really good. It has been a very, very good show. It feels like homecoming always. You know, Interpack is the place where every 3 years all of the people in this industry meet. And for us, we've shown some interesting new machinery. We have had very good discussions so far. I have the feeling that the quality of the visitors is very high. Almost everybody from the industry that we know is here. We have had many, many good talks and are looking forward to the last 3 days of the show.
Not much I can really add on to that. The first 2 days were amazing in terms of quantity of visitors, but also quality of visitors. We even sold equipment right here on the show without preparing it in advance. This is a bit unique. So that is a good sign. Yes, the Sunday always a bit slow, which gives you the opportunity to also look around a bit about what is competition doing, what are partners doing. Recording a podcast with Nico, nothing to worry about. And looking at our exhibition calendars, we are already quite well booked for the next 3 days to come. So overall, fully satisfied with the results.
I'm really glad to hear that you firstly had the opportunity to catch your breath on Sunday, and secondly that the conversations right here with our customers were so high quality. I think that's a great note to end on. Thank you both so much. This conversation really showed what's possible when two companies stop thinking about where one ends and the other one begins and start thinking about the customer's process as a whole. What I take away from this is that the real value isn't just in great packaging machines or great processing technology, it's how those two worlds connect. A product that's perfectly made but poorly wrapped, or perfectly wrapped but poorly produced, is never going to meet the standards of the markets today. So the partnership between Sollich and Theegarten-Pactec is a compelling answer to that challenge. A big thank you to you both for taking the time. It was a pleasure to have you in this interview.
Pleasure to be here again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the invite. It was a pleasure indeed.
If you are here at the Interpack and want to see both technologies up close, I'd encourage you to visit both stands from TP and from Sollich. And if you're watching or listening from home, links to Sollich and Theegarten-Pactec are in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, sweet greetings from the Interpack in Düsseldorf.
Curious for more? Make sure to follow Theegarten-Pactec on social media for even deeper insights into our world of packaging technology. Until next time, and thanks for tuning in.